become your new customers? What will agentic AI checkout look like? And the most important, how can you prepare your systems for all of that? Don't worry, we have our next guest now, who is coming here on stage to answer you all those questions and even more. So welcome, Dunja.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I just need to pour some water for me and then we'll start. So let's start with a simple scenario. Imagine this, you're in a meeting and you just realized you forgot to do grocery shopping for the dinner that you planned that night with your family. So you get your AI agent to buy groceries for you. No cashier, no checkout page, just a delivery notification. And now the real compliance question is, where is the fiscal receipt worn and who is responsible for it? My name is Dunja and I'm here to walk you through the fiscalization in the age of AI. So I need a little assistance from the audience. Can people who still see fiscal printers in stores across Europe raise hands? Great, thank you. So in the next 15 minutes, I'll show you, while this model is being challenged, how social commerce is becoming fiscal, and why AI agents are forcing us to rethink compliance entirely. Because retail is getting smarter. As we can see, there are multiple examples here at EuroShop. Tax control is getting faster. I believe we all felt it. And fiscalization is becoming software. So what is fiscalization really? For the past 4 days, I had multiple conversations, and some people know what fiscalization is. Some people have heard of it, but not sure what it is, and some people don't even know, have never heard about it. So I'll explain it using one sentence, no buzzwords. Basically, fiscalization is the legally required recording and reporting of every sale so that tax authorities can trust and audit this transaction. Think of it as the flight recorder of retail. Like every flight needs to be recorded, it's the same with every sale. The form may change, and I'll show you how it's changed, but the goal, which is trust, never does. So here you see that we have 4 eras of fiscalization. Why? Well, fiscalization evolves because retail evolves. First, we had paper receipts. They were easy to lose, easy to manipulate, and let's be honest, they were quite bad for the environment. Then came hardware control. Trust moved into a sealed box. Fiscal printers, fiscal memory. Governments basically said, we don't trust people, so let's trust devices. Then came software fiscalization. Near real-time reporting. QR codes, early validation. And today, we have continuous transaction controls. Trust is no longer in a box, it's embedded in the transaction flow itself. So why does fiscalization keep changing? Well, basically, this is the pattern. Retail innovates first, compliance reacts second. New checkout models appear. You can see here multiple ones, and fiscalization must follow. And right now, we can all see that in the past year, retail is innovating extremely fast. But let's ground this in reality. We can see, based on the numbers here, that fiscalization is definitely not a niche topic. In 70+ countries, there is some form of fiscalization that is being operated. And historically, more than 30 countries relied heavily on hardware-based fiscalization, fiscal printers, fiscal memory, and it dominated for the past two decades, and it still does in some of those areas, but it's a much smaller number than 30. But what we see and what is the trend and what the data shows is that the latest fiscalization and the newest regimes are software first. And also, in the last 5 to 7 years, fiscalization moved away from the stores. It first went into e-commerce, and now it's going into platforms and social commerce. And this is not theory. This is something that we are all currently living and experiencing. And that's the trend that markets are taking. So let's first talk about fiscal printers. What did they solve? Well, they solved a real issue. Basically, they prevented fraud by being hard to open. And it still works great for offline environments, for simple stores, and limited checkout types. But fiscal printers were designed for stores. And modern retail, as we can see here at EuroShop, is basically an ecosystem that is consisted of self-checkout, mobile POS, endless aisles. We have returns and refunds from e-commerce. And all of that is not possible to do with just a fiscal printer. If you want to scale, if you want multiple retail options, it becomes friction. So let's see what did software fiscalization solve and how it completely flipped the model. Control is not physical anymore like it was for hardware. It's logical now. The fraud is not prevented by sealed modules. It's prevented by making transactions cryptographically provable. Let's use one simple contrast. Hardware prevents fraud by being hard to open, and software prevents fraud by being hard to fake. Software obviously wins where retail is omnichannel, high volume, and constantly evolving. And I'm going to repeat it again. We are all like seeing here that it's evolving quite fast. I've visited so many booths and saw so many cool innovations, and hardware fiscalization can simply not follow that. So fiscalization needs to stop being placed in a device, in a box, and it has to become a part of transaction architecture. So let's see what are the main differences between software and hardware fiscalization. First, let's take a look at the rollout speed. With software fiscalization, we can say that it can be done practically in minutes because we have API keys that are activated and it's done. With fiscal printers, it can take up to weeks. Just think of logistics and shipping. The second most important feature is scalability. With software fiscalization, especially cloud-based, we can say that it's practically unlimited. It's quite easy to scale and move to another country. But with fiscal printers, it's quite difficult. It's limited by its physical ports. It's going to take time. The third feature, audit style, also with software, it's easy. It's daily, real time. Whereas with fiscal printers, you have to go into the store, check it locally, manually. Again, takes time. Also, when we think about maintenance, with software fiscalization, we can say it's basically zero. You have automatic update that is pushed by your provider. You received it. That's it. When it comes to hardware, well, again, it's high. It's high for your resources. Think of paper, ink, technician visits, and so many other factors. And the last, and I think the most important ones for international retailers, is the different retailing concepts. With software fiscalization, it's quite easy. You can support e-commerce, in-store, and so on. With hardware, with fiscal printer, how are you going to use it when it comes to e-commerce, for example? So I think that this table completely shows you that software fiscalization is the one to go with. But let's now talk about social commerce. We all know that sales started leaving the stores a long time ago. First with e-commerce, and now we have social commerce. Basically, what does social commerce do? It's turning content into checkout. And content creators are becoming micro merchants overnight. We have sellers and buyers sitting in different countries, all while refunds and returns are exploding. And the key point in this whole scenario is that tax authorities don't care where the sales happen emotionally. When 200 items are sold in a live stream, who issues the fiscal receipt? Increasingly, the platforms are inheriting fiscal responsibility. And if you take a look at this table, just in 2023, in United States, live stream commerce profited $50 billion, and it's expected to rise by 36% by the end of this year, making it 5% of total e-commerce. China is a different story. Well, we can say that live stream commerce was kind of born in China. They already have revenue of $57.12 billion in 2019. And it's expected to grow $1.11 trillion by the end of this year. I think we can all agree that these are some impressive numbers. And for marketing perspective, when it comes to social commerce, we only see content, but from government's perspective, they see transactions. And social commerce for marketing is chaos, but fiscalization needs to be disciplined in data. And now we have the real paradigm shift. Agentic checkout, AI, everybody's been talking about it. So it also found its place in the fiscalization realm. We have software agents that search, compare, negotiate, and buy. Sometimes we will have a situation where we have an agent for the buyer, agent for the retailer, those two agents from the retailer and buyer talking with each other, negotiating the prices. And let's just remember what traditional checkout used to mean. Human chooses, human pays, receipt prints. And now agentic checkout basically means agent chooses, agent pays, and legal transaction record must be automatic. The compliance must be automatic because AI can negotiate in milliseconds, but tax authorities don't care about that. They still expect a clean and legal transaction record. So we've come to the part where there are some of the questions that need to be answered, compliance questions, regarding agentic and AI-driven sales. And if your tech stack cannot answer it, well, we can say it's not prepared for 2026. Those 5 compliance questions are, the first one is regarding identity. Who is the buyer? Is it the human, the bot, or the platform? Where is the tax point? Is it where the server sits, where the buyer sits, or where the goods are? And when is the fiscal signature triggered? Is it triggered at the offer, at the negotiation, or at the settlement? Also, when it comes to the audit, is the proof machine readable? Can tax authorities, i.e., audit your IE's transactions? And what about the most important thing, responsibility? Who is legally liable? We need to ensure a clear auditable trail between the AI agent and the merchant. And these are not the only 5 questions, because as we know, fiscalization is different in each country. So it's going to be the same thing with this one. Each country is probably going to have their own rules when it comes to this whole process. But we at Fiscal Solutions have already started to answer these questions. And if you are interested in our point of view, how is this going to be handled and governed, you can go ahead and scan the QR code to download our white paper. And if you do so, I would be more than happy to connect with you and discuss more about this topic. But before I share my LinkedIn profile so we can continue this talk, I'd like to give you these 4 takeaways that I think are the most crucial ones for you to leave this session with. Fiscalization is a transaction architecture, not a printer topic. Platforms are now fiscal actors. Strategic compliance is the only way to survive the AI era. And the most important thing, agentic checkout demands compliance in the automatic, provable, and real time. So yeah, if you want to continue this talk, please connect with me and I'll make sure to discuss it with you more thoroughly. But also, you can come to our booth. We're in this hall, E50, and we have there our specialists who can answer to all your questions. But if you have some, I can try and answer them right now.